KFin Technologies has made a bit of a lackluster debut on the exchanges. The stock has slipped after opening at a slight premium to its issue price of 366 rupees. As we speak, the stock is marginally down, close to about 1%. Sreekanth Nadella, the whole-time director and chief executive officer of the company, is now with us. Sreekanth, morning. I remember a conversation that we had when you had come to our studio when the IPO was open for subscription. But now that you're listed, you can give your investors, the people who've invested into your company, some guidance. Could you give us a sense of what FY23 growth is going to look like for your company?
Very good morning, and thanks a lot for having me over. More than anything else, I think the listing today marks probably the journey that we've traversed, over long years, and we are truly elated. We just had a great listing moment here. And the stock performance, if not anything else, also reflects the quality of investors we have had onboarded. Long-only quality investors who are seeking qualitative returns from us. Now, as far as the business sentiment is concerned, as I said, and I continue to remain extremely bullish on the financialization story of our country. And, KFin Tech, obviously, given it's on almost every asset class that the country deals with, whether it's equity or mutual funds and alternatives, so on and so forth. We believe that we'll be able to trail, the growth journey, and of course, at the same time, given our market share expansion, over the last, 3 years, and more specifically in the last 6 months, puts us in a good stead in terms of growth projection for FY23.
So, what are your growth projections in FY23? I mean, have you added any new clients so far this year? And if yes, what is the expectation even for next year in terms of client addition?
Sure. See, given the broad breadth of our business, we add literally 2 to 3 clients every single day, right? In different lines of businesses. In the case of unlisted or listed, in the case of registry, alternate investment funds, we've added about 15 in the just a fortnight that had gone by. And we recently added a client in Southeast Asia as well. That's an ever expanding bucket, of course, right? And the mutual funds, given it is still the largest one, I think some of the decisions around the mandates are yet to be taken by our clientele. But our journey in terms of client acquisition continues to be in a pretty robust pace.
All right. Hi, Sreekanth. Good morning. This is Pavitra. On your revenue itself, can you tell us what we should expect in the second half? Because the first half of this year, you have clocked in around 350 crores, which is one of the better performances in the past few years. So do you think this is something that will continue into the second half? And also, last time when we spoke, you did talk about increasing your international contribution from around 13% to 20%. Can you tell us what is the kind of investment you will need to do that?
Thank you, Pavitra. Absolutely spot on. So 350 crores is the top line we've clocked in H1. And this should be read in the backdrop of significant headwinds, right, which is effectively the mark-to-market of Nifty was down almost 10% in Q1, slightly up in Q2, but net from 31st March to 30th September, it was still negative. We also had a ban on new fund offerings in the case of mutual funds for almost 3 to 4 months. So in the backdrop of those headwinds, KFin Tech clocked about 19.6% top-line growth. We hope to continue to maintain the trend. And in terms of our international operations, our presence is largely in 4 countries at this point in time. That's Malaysia and Hong Kong, Philippines, and soon to start Singapore. And also we have a client we have signed up in Canada in the previous month. So this puts us in a very strong, footing in terms of our offerings, not just on the transfer agency side, but also on the fund accounting administration side. So investments-wise, we are an asset-light company, as you are aware. People are our assets, and the systems and the platforms that we build. So we do not look at capital investment. Whatever we build as platforms usually gets written off to the P&L.
Okay. I remember the last time we chatted, you indicated that your market share in the number of asset managers is high at 59%. But your market share as a percentage of the equity AUM is lower compared to your peer, and it currently stands at 35% thereabout, which basically means that you have on board some of the smaller mutual funds which do not have a very large AUM. What steps are you taking to increase your AUM market share from the current levels?
Thank you. See, Assets under management is a factor of how quickly our clients grow. And you need time gestation for that to happen. There are certain asset management companies which have been there since the very beginning of 1960s, 1970s, in the advent of the mutual fund companies. And the bank-based mutual fund companies obviously had the added advantage of massive distribution, chains in the form of brick and mortar setups that have helped many of the asset management companies to grow rather rapidly. KFin Tech, yes, has a higher market share in terms of the number of asset managers. The growth of my asset management companies is effectively directly reflection on how fast KFin Tech could grow. If you see the trend over the last 24 months, our market share in the overall AUM, especially on the equity AUM, has moved from 29%. Today it stands a little over 35%. Now that's a significant market share increase, especially during the years when the overall mutual fund industry itself has grown. There are definitive steps that we take. Let's face it, we are enablers for the fund houses. And, we create differentiated solutions and products and platforms which help my clients to grow faster, leveraging technology and through superior interaction and integration with the intermediary channels. That's as far as how much, KFin Tech can go to help our clients grow. But truly it is time will, be the biggest player in this case, as many of the asset management companies have been growing at a very rapid pace, which KFin Tech supports today.
All right, we will leave it at that. Thanks a lot for joining in. Let's slip into a short break. On the other side, we'll get you more on the markets. Do stay tuned in.